A very warm welcome to Arihant Online Academy, and here in this session we are going to discuss the basic concept of DBMS via the topic ER model, that is entity relationship model. So let's start. The question number one is N. Okay, here is a question mark, means from this four option we need to put a correct option here. N is a set of entities of the same type that shares the same properties or attributes. Entity set, attribute set, relation set, or entity model. So it is a entity set. If I will put entity set here, entity set is a set basically which consists of entities of the same type that share the same properties or attributes. So option A is the correct answer. The next question is entity is a or an object of relation or present working model or thing in a real world or model of relation. So basically entity is a thing in real world. For example, if I talk about entity that is employee, suppose employee is an entity. Okay, so employee is basically a real thing in the world, and basically entity is represented by rectangle. Entity is represented by a rectangle, all you know, right? And employee is an entity which is a thing in real world. So basically entity is a thing in real world. Option C is the most correct answer. The next one is the descriptive property possessed by each entity set is called. So descriptive property possessed by each entity set is entity? No. Attribute? Yes. Basically a entity is there. Suppose entity is student. Student is one of entity. Okay. So the question is the descriptive property. Descriptive property means the description about entity. For example, student entity is there in which one attribute is student name, another attribute may be student ID, another attribute may be student address, another entity might be student's date of birth, another address might be student's father's name, another attribute may be student's place of birth. Okay, so this all other property which is possess the information about entity or description about entity is called as attribute. So option B is the correct answer. The next question is every weak entity set. Okay, in previous question entity basically is represented by rectangle, and attribute is represented by elliptical manner, right? By this ellipse. Entity is represented by rectangle, and relation is basically represented by diamond. Okay, we will clear it one by one, no problem. Just stay tuned with us and watch the lecture till the end. You will get each and every concept in detail, and one by one we will try to increase the level of question as well, right? So watch that. Every weak entity set can be converted into a strong entity set by. So what is weak entity? First thing is that weak entity is a entity in which there isn't any strong attribute. There isn't any attribute which it itself can clear the uniqueness in it. So suppose a entity is here, and the entity is suppose student. So suppose one attribute is here which is student name. Student name. Okay, and suppose student name is Rahul, but student name it itself isn't enough to answer that to which student we are talking about. For which student we are talking about, it itself isn't enough, because the name Rahul may be of 2 or 3 student, or many student may have the name Rahul. That is why. Or suppose if I have one more attribute like city, then suppose Rahul and I am talking about suppose Udaipur, then there may be case in which the student name is Rahul and city is Udaipur. They both are same. So there isn't any uniqueness in it. So by adding appropriate attributes, like student ID or Aadhaar number, student's Aadhaar number, such kind of appropriate attributes from other entity, because this is not part of this one na. So by taking the information of appropriate attribute from other entity, we can make any weak entity to a strong entity, and weak entity is represented by double rectangle. This double rectangle shown as a weak entity. Okay, so option B is the correct answer. The next question is, in an entity relationship, Y is the dominant entity. So Y is a dominant entity and X is a subordinate entity. Y is a dominant entity and X is a subordinate entity. Then which of the following is incorrect? Operationally, if Y is deleted, so is X. So it is the correct. But we need to answer which is incorrect, because if Y is deleted and it is in dominant, so X should be deleted. Operationally, if X is deleted, Y remains the same. Yeah, there will be not effect. X will not make any effect on Y. So it is also true. It is also correct. Operationally, if X is deleted, so is Y. Operationally, if X is deleted, so is Y. Okay, so Y is a dominant entity and X is a subordinate entity. And what we are doing here, X is deleted now. X is deleted, so is Y. Okay, and option D is X existence is dependent on Y. So X existence of X is dependent on Y. It is true. The existence of X is dependent on Y because Y is dominant entity, na. Okay. Y is dominant entity, but it doesn't mean here that if Y is a dominant entity, then X existence will depend on Y, because the dominance of Y doesn't mean that the existence of X will be dependent on Y. So basically D is clearly incorrect. D is clear. This upper two is correct and D is clearly incorrect. But the question we are stuck in options is that operationally. Okay, you correctly you can make this option correctly as a part of like you can consider here is three statement, because D 101% is the right answer, right? So there may be typing mistake in option C, maybe. So we will see it later. So option D is the correct answer, guys. No need to worry. The next question is, the attribute age is calculated from date of birth. The attribute age is, so basically if date of birth attribute is there, then we can also find that what is the age. Suppose a student's date of birth is given to us, because it is an attribute, so I need to make it under the elliptical manner. Okay, and suppose a student entity is there, so student's attribute is date of birth. So from that date of birth I can derive age. So age will be considered as a derived attribute. Why? Because if date of birth is given to me, I can myself derive age. So it is a derived attribute. The next one is, which of the following is a single valued attribute? Single valued attribute. So registration number is there, address is there, subject taken is there, and reference is there. So registration number is a single valued attribute. Why? Because a person may have two address. If we have two house, a person may take many subjects, a person may have many references, but registration number of that person would be single. So it is a single attribute, single valued attribute. The next question is, which of the following can be multi-valued attribute? Phone number, name, date of birth, all of the mentioned above. So basically, if I am doing registration of any, suppose I am doing registration of any student or of any employee, suppose I am doing registration of any employee, then name can't be multi-valued now, because for a particular student, name will be unique in its registration or its whatever we are registering through. So in that card, name would be unique and employee's name will always be unique. We can take any example. Date of birth will also be unique, isn't it? Date of birth will also be unique for any employee and any person. But phone number may be multi-valued, because student may have two mobile, student may have two sim cards, employee may have more than two sim cards. So in that case, many phone numbers can be added to employee or any person. So phone number is considered as a multi-valued attribute. So option E is the correct answer, guys. Option E is the correct, option A is the correct answer, guys. Option A is the correct answer. The next question is, not applicable condition can be represented in a relation entry as a null. Null is considered when there isn't anything. So for that condition, if there isn't anything, we consider it as a null. Option C is the right answer. And the next one is, the attribute name could be structured as an attribute consisting of first name, middle and initial name and last name. This type of attribute is called, so suppose a student entity is there and I am considering a attribute that is name. What is the name of student? But further this name is divided into what is first name of student, what is middle name of student, and what is last name of student. Okay, so in that case this attribute is further divided. This kind of attribute is called as composite attribute. Okay, so option B is the correct answer. So I hope the questions which I have discussed with you in this session are very clear to you. If you have any kind of doubts or queries in any of these 10 questions, please comment us. And guys, if you didn't watch DS's important MCQs for linked list, stacks, queues, trees, graphs and hash table, then please watch them, because and the links of that are mentioned in the description section. You will get a lot of information and a lot of important points from there, and will help you to score better in your upcoming exam. So guys, have a very nice day. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.